So they're virtual note takers.
Yep, just virtual note takers,
Wonderful.
yes. Read and otter, I'm kind of testing them.
I love it. I love it.
Okay.
Okay, so we are at meeting of the work group for the vacancy, the work to be done for the midterm vacancy for the Sunset Empire Transportation District. It's October the 8th, 3 p.m. Tita Montero and
Pamela Ligria.
okay. And we will get started. So we've got a meeting agenda here. Do we need to add anything to the agenda?
We need to add press release.
Okay, so we'll
Review press release.
right. So we'll add after number 3 before adjournment, review press release.
Not after, before.
Before adjournment, yes, after number 3, but before adjournment. Okay, so let's start off by looking at the midterm vacancy procedure that was approved by the board at our last board meeting. That's policy B308, which I think you have a copy of.
Right.
Okay, so what the board meeting or the board members accepted was we've got the purpose that vacancies can occur due to recall, resignation, or death. Responsibility of the board to fill vacant positions in a timely manner, assuring a public process in the absence of an election. So policy would be that the board shall fill a vacancy on the board by appointment by a majority vote of the remaining members of the governing body, and this fulfills ORS 198.3200. B, the board shall fill a vacancy on the board no later than the 3rd business meeting following the declaration of the vacancy. So our vacancy was declared in September, and the board meeting, the no later than the 3rd business meeting would have been October, November, December. However, we put together November and December, so it actually could maybe go till January, but that's we'll talk about that some more. So basically we want to fill it within 3 months of knowing. So the process is that the board member who wishes to resign submits a letter of resignation. That's been done. The board chair notifies the board of the receipt of the resignation or a vacancy due to recall or death of the board member. The declaration of vacancy shall occur at the first board meeting following the event causing the vacancy. And for us, that happened at our September board meeting. So that has already occurred. Upon declaration of the vacancy, the board will initiate the process of filling the vacancy, selecting a deadline for applications, a date for public forum of candidates, a date for candidate interviews, and deadline meeting date for selection of the new board member. And then a work group of up to 2 members, that's you and me. A board application packet will be collated to include a copy of a press release, cover letter, the including the process and including name and number of a work group member for questions or inquiries. A brief description of the district, including mission and vision statements, links to the board meeting video, etc. And if requested by candidate, the budget and minutes can be printed. But all of this in the policy is that it's links that are provided. A current board member job description and application form. At the application closing date, applications will be validated by the work group. And validated probably just means that we acknowledge that we know that they are qualified And
Yeah. So, okay, it was,
so we have, and
this is, 4B.
I'm on 5. 4B, we'll be discussing as we look at the documents. We're just reviewing the procedure. And then we'll see, as we look at the documents, how we are fulfilling the procedure. So 4B is,
See, this, well, it's passed, but I think I'll just put for the record that I feel that, the number should be at the Sunset Transit, not at not at a commissioner's home.
okay, and what the board decided was that, and agreed, is that this is a board duty and process. So it should be the board that is
Okay, but
fulfilling this.
so I just want to register that, and
Okay.
I don't think it's, I think it's better to have, the clerk of, executive assistant clerk of the board do that, so there's a separation of, so that there are two sections of the sunset to do this. Okay,
Well, and definitely there is staff assistance and support needed. And I think we can look back at the minutes and the video from the board meeting to see the discussion that occurred during that.
I don't think we're going to resolve this now, but I think what is happening is there's a bit of confusion in terms of having commissioners, having one part of the procedure. Staff has never been involved except for the executive assistant clerk / clerk for the board. So the staff of the sunset has nothing to do with selection.
But at this point, we have to proceed following the directions that the board set out at the last meeting. And those directions were that this is a board function and that a board commissioner would be the point person on.
Okay.
So,
But you
okay.
said staff, there's a difference between staff and,
No, there is.
yes, there is. We're board members.
We're board members.
Staff is the employees.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, just,
Yeah, that's what I was referring to, staff.
we're board.
I know we're board.
And then the staff is the employees
Yeah,
of
Yeah.
Sunset.
right.
Okay.
Okay, so, number 5, applications will be validated by the work group and, basically assessed for being eligible. And there's probably one eligibility, criteria, and that is that you are a registered voter,
So how
In
would
the
that be
district.
done?
because it's in the application.
No, I said how. How?
We look to see what they wrote on their
Oh,
application.
no, how do you verify? I'm sorry.
We look to
Verify.
see what they wrote on their application. If they said yes, we take their word for it.
Okay.
Unless we want to delve further, but at some point you have to assume that somebody's telling the truth on their application. So, the board will conduct the public forum. The board will interview the candidates in a public meeting. All the candidates will be asked the same question. At the selected board meeting, the board members will vote to fill a vacancy. Votes must be cast in accordance with Oregon Public Meeting Law. The candidate with the majority vote will be appointed to the vacancy. And the appointee will serve until the next regular election, at which point they may run for the position per ORS, and we have to fill in the number on that, what the ORS is for that. So, but this is the policy and process that was accepted by the board. So I'm going to put this first. Okay, so let's look at the documents. I went over the documents to some to a little extent at the board meeting, indicating that there would be some changes made to them. We started off with some good documents, I think. So I can tell you as I go along what changes I made. First of all, I changed the date to October 2025.
You know, we don't need a comma there. Okay.
No, it doesn't need to be there. And I don't think anything in the body of that was changed. And then if you have questions and contact me as a commissioner, because we're running the process. So that's the cover sheet for the application packet. Then the information summary, I made some changes, mainly in not so much information, but some of how sentences were worded and that kind of thing. That's me. Don't worry about it. So I don't know, as you went through, is there any editing that we need to?
So this is your on the information summary?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
So, well, I found out it's a little informal, but on the 1, 2, 3, so you'd be on the third line, not the sentence.
Got it.
So county ever to delete that doesn't make sense.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, and I don't think this is important, but let me see. I'll skip that. Okay,
Which one do you, what do you think?
that's okay.
Okay,
Okay,
because I did not remove things.
okay,
This,
okay. Oh, yeah. And then, okay, wait, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 line. Am I reading this right? One services should have a period. I'm doing it by line.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
And then 1, 2, 3, 4.
Paratransit and mobility services.
Yeah, right, period.
Period.
Okay,
There is a period there
okay.
in the final. And the next sentence where we got the number 5 and the number 1, I think I'm gonna spell the words and then put in parentheses the 5.
That's fine. Okay. 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 And then and I meant to look this up. You know, we have in the last sentence, okay, 1, 2, 3 sentences up. The district member of the Northwest Connector. I think we should mention the transit agencies, which I forgot to do. And I don't know how good.
You mean the names of the 5 transit agencies?
Well, it's Benton and Tillamook.
I don't think that's important. I think just the fact that it's an alliance of 5 transit agencies.
I think it gives an idea, though, of what we serve, which I think is.
But we don't serve those agencies.
So we're part of it.
We're part of the alliance, but we don't have anything to do with what they do in their counties.
Oh, I see.
So that doesn't become, it's not your job or my job or any of our commissioner jobs to do anything. We just have to assure that our executive director is maintaining that relationship.
And maybe about us, this is too casual for me, like history or something,
Okay.
instead of about us. I don't know, that
Okay. So what are you thinking?
history, which is what you're saying. History of the sunset. That's neither here nor there. I'm very formal sometimes.
Yeah. I think about us is more as
That's
what
fine.
we are today.
That's fine.
Yeah. Because
Okay, because I do have something that's more, what is on page 2 and 3, there's repetition that I think we could tighten that up.
okay, so show to me.
So when we wonder,
Are you looking at what I sent you as review? Yes, you are. Okay. So where are you
so
looking?
you've said, I'll just put you, it has been stated several times throughout the document about the first sentence. So,
Which the Citizen Empire Transportation
is
Board.
responsible for setting policy for the operations of all public transportation and public accounting.
In Clatsop County.
Excuse me,
That's all right.
and oversees. I would not mention the amount of the budget, one, because it changes a lot. It just says oversees the budget.
I think I like putting the amount of the budget because that gives the gravity. Overseeing a budget of $500,000 is way different than overseeing a budget of $5 million.
Well, then, okay. Yeah, and I had thought about that, but okay, because it varies.
Well, it varies from year to year, but you know, in order to keep things running, I mean, we could look back at the last 5 years of budgets and take the average. So, and it does say approximately. It doesn't. I mean,
No, I thought about that, so I'm just putting that, throwing that out. And what I do have regarding the first sentence under board commitment, just see page 3, because you've said the same thing. Or maybe when we go over page 3. So that's page 2.
Well, page 3 is more like a job description. Page 2 on the board commitment, what are the things that I understood from the board is we want people to know what they have to commit to. And this sort of gives you the quick and dirty summary.
Okay. Okay, so that's all I have to say for page 2.
And then the meeting schedules.
I think
And it's
I would
board
delete
tasks.
upcoming coming board, because you're telling this to people. What you want to do is tell the people, when do I have to be there?
I think upcoming should come out of there. And
Just say board meetings.
I think you're right. I think
Okay.
you're right.
So the fourth Thursday, that's important because some people have other obligations. Okay. And just, I don't know, board packs are distributed.
And I took out packs and made it packets. And that shouldn't be a capital P. It should be a small p. Are distributed 1 week before.
I think I added up for the board meeting.
Yeah. I don't do. Is that a necessary thing for here to say when board packets are distributed?
Oh, yeah.
You think so? Okay.
No.
And we should say distributed by email, shouldn't we?
Not distributed, that wouldn't be the right word.
Available. Are made available.
Well, we don't make it available. If you have it on the website, you just say the packet is available at the website. So you don't want it to get into printing.
So board packets are available on the website.
Or it will just,
It's the website.
okay.
On the district website. And actually, you know what? I should put the link in there.
Yeah.
Put the link. Prior, on the.
At the same, I wouldn't get into prior to this.
Just say available.
Yeah, so you don't get, well, you said Monday was
Right,
the day.
I agree. On the link, board meetings are hybrid in nature. They may be attended in person or video.
Okay, this is I don't like dashes, so I would put a semicolon.
I have no problem with that.
Okay.
I kind of like semicolons better. Now, here's the other thing. That's the schedule. All right.
Okay, so then, and I forgot to look this up, but okay, so you're under the duties now, and you're under, this is lines 1, 2, 3 line, third line.
Mm-hmm.
ORS, that's fine. I thought we had stuff under OAR as well, Oregon Administrative Rules, and I forgot to look that up.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think, if I remember the number from when we went our training, ORS 198.
I remember the 198.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, but I looked that up.
Okay.
Okay, but this is, well, I have this all over the place, but
Sure.
anyway, when we're always talking about the board of Sunset Commissioners, and I thought board is only capitalized.
I would agree with you.
And you can do a search and just look for all the board, all the words that are in lowercase, the board to change it.
Yeah, I know how to do that.
Okay. Okay, and then the next one I have is the second paragraph. The second line.
On behalf of, is that where you are?
No. Second paragraph under board member duties. Second line. Second paragraph, second line. No,
Oh, are you?
I'm still on.
Oh, I see. I see where you are. There's a paragraph there. I need to put a little extra space. All right. So second line, each board member is accountable.
No, prudent. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think that word is appropriate in this circumstances. You know, prudent behavior maybe, but I don't know what that means. What you want to say? I wouldn't look it up in the dictionary because of this. You have to assume when somebody's reading this, what are they thinking prudent means, rather than.
What would you put there instead of prudent?
Well, tell me what you want to say, and then maybe I can find it.
Well, you need to be ethical, transparent, accountable, and making your decisions in a way that prudent. Maybe you could use the word reasonable.
I guess I've done too much policy because when you use reasonable, everybody has a different definition of reasonable, and so I don't want to end up.
So what would you think how we should describe it?
I would just delete it, leave it as such. And I mean, that's the.
Okay.
Ethical,
So achieves its mission in an ethical, transparent, and accountable manner.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Okay. Oops, why does that is as a board member? Oops. And on the third paragraph, why did I do this? It is as a board member.
It is as a board, comma,
I see.
that every board member has the opportunity to have positive impact on Clatsop County, the Clatsop County.
No, I just leave out board.
Basically, the concept there is no one of us
Right.
is an individual in this. It's as a board group that we have the opportunity to make the positive impact.
Okay, maybe if you remove that, does that sound cleaner? They start out as a board member. As a board, every member has the opportunity to have a.
That makes it sound individual. And we don't have that opportunity individually. We only have that opportunity as a group.
Okay. I'm crazy about it.
I think we understand the concept, but we're trying to think of a different way to craft that sentence.
Because you actually said it like no individual board member may act on behalf of the board or represent the board.
How about it is only as a board, take out the comma, that every board member has the opportunity to have a positive impact. Take out the comma. It is only as a board that and you can take out, you don't need that comma,
Is only as a board.
that any board member, instead of every, that
Okay.
any board
Yeah, that
member
makes it.
has the opportunity to have a positive impact on Clatsop County. Does that make more sense?
Yeah, it does. I don't know if you have to have a positive impact because, I mean, you wanted a positive impact,
Right.
but the intent of this paragraph, and it's important because people don't understand that, is no individual,
Yes.
right? So I would,
Most people get on to boards because they want to have some sort of
Right.
impact, hopefully positive. And so this is the reminder that none of us can do this individually, only as a group.
that, but
And you and I see that clearly.
it's just a question of how this is phrased. And so it almost seems that because this sentence, it is as a board member, has the opportunity, it's to have an impact. Be the,
Do you want me to take out the word positive?
yes, they do.
Uh,
But if you
yeah.
don't,
Because I don't want, impacts can be positive and negative, and I want people to understand it's
well,
positive.
maybe you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think of some board
Yeah.
meetings. Not here.
Yes.
Not here.
You know, I don't want to assume
Okay, you're right.
people.
No, you're right.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, now, I don't know if I have second thoughts on this, but
So now we're at the, what they're responsible to
Okay.
do.
so the second bullet is repetitive, I think, of the first bullet,
Not necessarily.
because you have attend and participate in board meetings.
That's right. Participate in activities of the board. An activity of the board might be a public forum. It could be a photo op. It could be an appreciation event for employees.
Well, how about this? Participate in activities outside of board meetings, so you understand clearly it's not just board meetings. Or is that not quite what you want to say?
I could say participate in the activities of the board which may occur outside of board meetings.
They do occur outside of board.
Not,
They do. And that's what you want to say.
yeah, I'm not sure you have to say it, but
Well, when I first read it, I went, didn't you just say that? Participate in board meetings.
okay, so we'll say participate in activities. I'll take out the activities and say participate in activities of the board outside of regular board meetings.
Participate in the meetings outside board meetings.
No, not
Participate
participate in activities
outside.
of regular board meetings.
No, I wouldn't get that. You go just board meetings. Because you have executive meetings. You have committee meetings.
Yeah, and committee meetings are not board meetings. They are committee meetings.
Okay,
That's one of the reasons I didn't say.
you could just say meetings. Because an activity is different. It's what you
Well,
want.
I think this also means participate in committee meetings. Participate in the activities of the board, but
Well, the thing with, well, just to distinguish between meetings
I'm
and
gonna say
activities.
outside of board.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna get.
Okay,
So,
okay.
board meetings, okay. Okay, then,
And do you think in this whole area that board should be capitalized?
well, that's not,
And I
go
can
back and forth.
I just started to do it. So,
But
and
that's,
why I left that.
so I've done editing, I think, Pam, why don't you be consistent?
Yeah.
And that's, you're talking about a specific board.
Right.
Now, some will say unless you put sunset board commissioners, then you can't.
And then that gets to be,
But then you get messed up if you really want to talk about a board in general.
Right.
That's,
no, so I will make sure.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, I think I have some
Yeah.
words to take out. 1, 2, 3, 4 lines down, there's a hanging through 3 words at the end in the board.
Which bullet are you on?
Bullet 3, look at bullet 3.
Oh, in the board,
Yeah,
yes.
that needs to come out.
Okay. I mean, the most important thing is, and also this is also parallel structure. Take it or leave it.
Mhm.
Okay. Read the board packet. If you know, I've been to enough meetings in my lifetime, but you want that just real clear, and also, as I said, parallel structure. You have verbs all the way down, and that's the important thing. Is that I sometimes been in meetings, and I won't say which ones, not necessarily here. Have you read the packet? In fact, when I was working in a place, I felt they didn't, and I started doing testing. Anyway, it's clean, concise. You can read the
Right.
packet, making a decision without, if you want to put a little, your decision making is impaired or
How
something.
about prepare for board meetings by reading and considering all information on the agenda and contained in board packets.
A little wordy, but I mean, the important thing is to read it.
Right. It's not just to read it, it's to be prepared, because
Right.
if all you do is read it and there's something in there that you have to go find some other information and you don't do it, you're not really prepared.
Or you think about it.
Exactly.
Okay. Now this one, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 5th bullet
Review all financial reports.
is to approve adoption. We've been told that we don't adopt them. And you told us that.
Yeah.
So,
And I was thinking more of budgets.
so I put that in 2 separate bullets. Review all financial reports.
We actually,
Adopt.
we don't
annual
approve
budget.
We don't approve
Exactly.
financial reports.
So
So as to adopt in an informed fashion. We do adopt.
only the annual budget.
No, we approve the annual budget.
No, you have to adopt the annual budget.
Well, you do both. You can't adopt it if you don't approve it.
Well, okay.
Right. But financial reports, you don't approve financial reports, but you adopt financial reports. I'm going to think how we word the motion.
Yeah,
It's not approved because we stopped doing approved.
right.
Let me look at what the motion says.
Okay.
And I will put that in there.
So then I would put the annual budget in a separate bullet.
Okay. Yeah.
So you
Motion.
review and adopt the annual budget.
Okay. No, we don't. Review, approve, adopt. Okay. Okay, got that one. What do you have next?
Okay, so this is just a consistency to, let me see, clean copy. That there are periods on all.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Definitely.
because there are some that are missing.
I know.
Okay, so, but something's, okay, so review, approve, and adopt the annual budget.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. I don't know if you can, that's neither here nor there. 1, 2, we'll leave it, we'll just leave it. Okay, some of the things I'm a little surprised at, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, the 8th bullet,
What does it start with?
participate, not very helpful.
Participate in setting standards.
Right,
I'll tell you, I did not write that.
who wrote it?
That was here already. That's what's been used all the time.
Well, this is, I'm like, I didn't know we did that.
Well, and we do. When we are given reports from the departments, when we get the annual audit, all of that stuff, we are participating in setting the standards. We are reviewing. We're seeing if there's anything that we need to be referring back to executive director. We're not doing the actual work. We're not designing security. We're not designing data controls, but we are making sure that there are policies in place because it has to be reported to us. We're not writing the policies.
Well, I've never seen a policy on risk management, security, insurance, data controls.
Well, there should be ones.
Never seen it. I'm
Well,
not saying there
there
isn't
should be.
one. I'm just saying
Right.
That.
But I can tell you, I didn't write that. That was here, and
Okay.
that's been here forever. And I agree with it. I think it's part of my job to make sure that we have sound risk management practices. A sound risk management practice would be, who do we have our insurance with? A sound risk management practice, safety. Do we, are we picking this system or this system for the cameras in our buses? Now, we do that based on recommendations and based on information, but ultimately we approve the dollars that do that.
We approve the dollars, but I've never seen a policy.
Well, you may have never seen a policy, but there should be policies on. There are policies on on purchasing policies.
So
because there's state purchasing policies.
So if we've, and I haven't, the only thing I've seen is personnel management, which somehow got, anyway, didn't get done. And then the rest of this, I don't know about financial controls.
A financial control would be the policy as to how much can the executive director spend without the approval of the budget in advance. That's a financial policy.
Well, there's a percentage, which is law.
Yeah, but that's still, we would be held responsible for that.
But other than that, where is the written?
I don't know where it's written, but that doesn't mean we're not responsible for it.
Oh, okay, well, okay. Well,
and as I said, I did not write that.
Okay, we'll leave it then and perhaps address it at another time. Okay.
I did add the last two.
That's good. Also, I the last bullet to eliminate the
county,
right. And I'm not sure what would the board do in doing something like that?
Oh, a very good example is Jason has approached me to participate in one of his mobility moments, and we're setting up that he's going to be coming down to the Chisholm Center, and I'll be participating, and the writers that I talked about, Mel and Margie, will be participating, So you'll be promoting the use of transit.
Okay, you like it. Okay, just wanted to know.
Another one is what I feel very strongly about is that for those of us who are on Facebook, every time we see a post from SETD on Facebook, I should be liking it and I should be sharing. That's
Okay, no, it's a good,
yeah.
okay.
So are there any other responsibilities do you think that people should,
Well,
we should add?
I like the word oversight. We don't have it.
Hire, oversee, and evaluate the performance of the executive director.
Yeah,
The oversight we do have.
right. Okay. I think if people do this, I mean, one is to read the packet and
Absolutely.
attendance.
Oh, it's the first one. Attend and participate. It's the first bullet.
Make it stronger.
How much stronger can you make it? I don't think we can put in here what our board policy is about lack of attendance. Because that's still, I think, going to be worked out more. I think we do have a board policy.
Yeah.
But the thing is, once you're
Elected official.
elected, yeah.
I mean, so I guess there's nothing we can do about it at this point is that, and this isn't the only board.
Do we want to say attend and participate in all board meetings? That would make it a little stronger.
Unless Baltic
I wouldn't even put that.
would even get into policy.
Right.
Yeah, because this isn't, there are boards
Okay.
that people don't attend.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Okay. So then we've got the application. And I did a couple of things since the board meeting that we talked about. So we've got their name and the date, their address, added the city. I didn't put the state because it's obviously going to be Oregon.
You know what? I would put the state because they have been on boards, but they're not any.
That's not going to work here because you have to be a registered voter in our county. I wouldn't waste the space. I'd rather give the space here for their street address.
Okay.
Address, city, and I know you have to put city in because if somebody just put 1356, that could be Seaside 6th Avenue, or it could be Gearhart 6th Street.
Mm-hmm.
So,
okay.
And they both have the same zip code, so you wouldn't know.
Okay.
So then their phone number and their email address.
Mm-hmm.
Then, are you registered to vote in Clatsop County? And you will notice that, I think it's on the very first page, in capital letters, it says commissioners for the Sunset Empire Transportation District must be registered to vote in the district.
Mm-hmm.
And the district is basically all of Clatsop County. So that's, are you registered to vote in Clatsop County?
Okay.
And that's the validation. If they do everything else, but they're not registered to vote here, then they're not, we can't consider.
Guess you can't ask for the registration number.
No.
That's what I thought.
Yeah,
we just have to accept that they are. Okay.
And I'll tell you, that would be a cause if somebody were not registered to vote and they lied to us, then you could, that would be a cause to take them off the board because they're no longer that would cause a vacancy in the board.
So it would be difficult to ascertain that.
Hold on a minute, let me just go back. I want to. You know what? I need to add this to the policy. Vacancies on the board can occur due to recall, resignation, or death of the incumbent. They can also be because of moving out of the, or moving.
Moving out of the district.
Yeah, and theoretically, if somebody moves away, they're going to resign, but we need to put it in here.
I've seen that doesn't necessarily happen.
Yeah. Okay, good deal. I'm glad we talked about that. Okay, then these questions, I did not change questions that have been asked in the past. Why do you want to serve on the Sunset Empire Transportation?
You don't need to read them.
Okay, so, and then I did add that last question. If appointed, would you be looking to sit for elections? It's just sort of an informational, it kind of gives a little.
And I would just talk about, just wordsmithing in this. Would you seek election for position? Or is that?
Would you seek?
Looking to sit doesn't.
Got it.
Right.
I understand what you're saying. Would you be
election for the board position? I think that's how you say it.
Would you be seeking election in the future? How about that?
Well, you want to know. Okay, that's fine.
Well, because the only elections are going to be in the future.
No, but you want, and then you'd be seeking an election for another position. That's why I would put seeking election for the board.
Well, election to the STD
For this-
board.
Yeah.
CTD board. All right. Good. And then submit your application in a sealed envelope addressed to, and it's going to be addressed to me. You may drop off or mail to Astoria Transit Center, blah, blah, blah. Now, what that doesn't say, and I realized this after I put it together, it doesn't say what to do if you want to email it in. You can email. And then I put to Team Ontario at Ride the Bus.
Now, let's see. Now, Mary opens up all the mail. So would she be able, I mean, she
If
was
it's
still
addressed to me, she won't open it.
like the stamp that it's been received.
She can stamp it on the outside.
Outside. Yeah.
Exactly. And it says here at the end, the application deadline is noon on December 1st, 2026, which let me double check just to make
I
sure.
mean, 2025.
And I wrote 2026 on here. I need to put 2025. Let me just double check. That is a Monday, I believe. Yes, December the 1st is a Monday. So what this infers is that we will have the packet available online, but you will have to download it and fill it out as opposed to have it as a fillable form. And I'm not sure that we have the capability to do fillable forms.
Oh, I see.
And submit. So this is a simpler method. So, and this is where the staff, I don't know if it's Jason, I don't know if it's Mary, I don't know who it is, but this is where we get staff assistance. Somebody has to post it on the website.
Mhm.
And somebody has to, make sure that there are packets available at the front desk. And somebody has to make sure there's a tray there or something that people can bring it in and drop it off if they want.
We don't need a tray,
Yeah, if it was me, I'd be saying, drop it off, and I'd say, please stamp it right now as I'm watching you. That's what I do.
yeah, but you have to have one person.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Now, is this,
but I'm not going to dictate how the staff
right, they
does
handle
that.
that.
Exactly.
Yeah. Now, is this, with the, the board member receiving applications instead of going directly to the assistant, the executive assistant / clerk to the board?
Right.
This is, just this go around.
This is how it's going to work this time.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
This is
Not
the next,
forever.
no, the next time, the board, whoever's the board then, can decide what to do, how they want to do it.
Oh, I thought this was just because Mary is,
Well, that's part of the basic.
okay.
Yeah. No,
Okay,
it's
so-
not, this is not like
set
cast in stone
Okay, that's
forevermore.
fine. Okay.
No. Okay, so
Now we have.
let's
the-
go back just to make sure, now that we've looked at the documents,
Okay.
let's go back to the policy, to that number 4B, and make sure we've got all the documents we say are going to be in there. Okay?
So the.
Okay, so
Looking where?
you're going to look here, 4B.
Okay,
Okay, so 4B. So the packet has to include a copy of the press release. We're going to finish off on the press release. It's going to include the process, including the name and number of the work group member for questioning and inquiries. And that's in there. A brief description of SETD, including mission vision statements, purpose, goals, and plans, board count. We're not going to do the board count. Well, we said when things are meeting. So, links to board meeting videos. So we got to do the links on there.
right.
And,
But this, I thought this was the packet that are you talking about the packet as an applicant or
the application packet.
as opposed to a new board member?
Correct. Correct. This is if you're an applicant, when you pick up the packet, you're going to have a copy of the press release. You're going to have a cover. You're going to have the cover letter.
With the bus?
Here's the cover letter. You're going to have that.
Yeah.
And you're going to have all this information about
us.
What I need to add on to here are the links. Add links. And I'm going to need to get those. I don't know who I'll get those from, but
Jason.
Yeah. And I think our budget is on our website as well.
So
it should be.
So you want to include this is for the applicant.
Right.
Okay, the budget.
Yeah. They should have a link to the budget. We don't need to print the budget out.
Okay, because some of this, there is a brief description of the history of ours. But and the mission statement is on there. I'm not sure if there is a vision statement.
Okay.
So I just cross it out. You can put it back in if there is one. Just so someone that calls up and go, well, where is it? I don't know. And this is what, I don't understand what this means in terms of statements, including mission, statements, purpose, goals, plans. goals and plans, I mean, that's a strategic plan, long range plan.
And this is written for the future. If we don't have those right now, we can't include them.
Oh, wait, okay, so there are two packets, one to the applicant and one to the new board member.
And we're not talking new board member at all. Yeah.
But that's what I would say would be included for a new board member.
But this policy isn't about board members. This policy is about vacancy applicants, filling a vacancy.
We're not, okay, I
A
think,
board,
no,
read number B, a board application packet
no,
will include,
Right.
not a board orientation.
so why would goals and plans you would include, what is that? What would you
If I
include?
had them, I would include them. So that the person who's applying for this position knows what the intent is.
Well, there should be links because you're starting to get into
Yeah.
money and time. If someone has to photocopy.
That's what I'm saying. It's links.
Okay. You want to put in links, okay? As well as the budget link, because you want to not make this an expensive process.
Right.
And meeting minutes, I don't know how it's set up.
I would prefer not to have this little, if requested by candidate, the budget minutes can be printed, but I did not write that. That was in here already.
Well, we can,
I can take it out.
we have to have that approved.
Yeah.
Okay,
But this can be approved at the next board meeting
okay,
because
yes,
we will not have put anything out yet.
right, because we
So I'll
want
put this
to
as a remove.
not have any photocopying.
Right. Got it.
And so we do have a job description
Mm-hmm. And we have an application.
form.
Okay. So I know what I need to do to update that part of it to bring to the next board meeting. And I will send that to you
Okay,
for the board meeting.
okay.
Okay. All right. So we know that that's taken care of. You know that our packet is. So at this point then, let's look at the timeline. The timeline that I drafted, I put together with, it was built around the board meeting dates and the deadlines. So I started at the end, and when we discussed it at our September board meeting, we were looking at December 17th or 18th, 16th or 17th or 18th.
We were looking at 16th at the board
Yeah.
meeting.
And because that's the Thursday. And so that's the date I started with, so that we would have the vote at that meeting. So then I worked backwards. So I figured
Okay,
we could collapse if we needed to the public interviewing of candidates with a time, a meet and greet. You don't have to use the word forum. That gets really formal. But we did all commit to making sure that the public has an opportunity to meet the candidates, to meet the applicants,
Mhm,
and talk to them, whatever.
right.
So I saw that as like on the Sunday before our meeting, because and the reason I picked a Sunday was because if you pick a work day, you're not giving opportunity to as much opportunity. In the past, when we've done these public forums, they've always been on Sundays. And a Sunday is a day that, a Sunday afternoon is a day that more people have free. If I say I'm going to do it at 8 o'clock at night or 7:30 at night, yes, I know a lot of the candidate forums are like that. What you're saying in December is anybody who can't drive after dark, anybody who doesn't have transportation of their own because there's no public transportation. So I'm thinking about how do I make this accessible to the biggest possibility of people. And that's why I picked a Sunday. And what I did was kind of collapse. You have the people come in, you have the public come in, yeah, talk, whatever. And then you can have the board also do the interviews at the same time. And the public can watch the interviews.
Okay. Oops. Okay, one, I just want to mention that public forum, none of this is a public forum. Public forum is a talking back and forth, if somebody talks. There's nothing.
That's just the word.
No, but it's also a concept of what to expect. It's a meet and greet.
Yeah, well, that's the concept I'm using, meet and greet.
Okay, but it should be used. So I don't quite understand that are you saying to have the meet and greet, say, that I don't understand. So the meet and greet is on Sunday. The interview of the candidates is on Sunday.
So that we're not using up a board meeting to do the interviews, but we actually are interviewing people as opposed to, oh, we're just going to look at your paper application and we're going to make decisions based on that without ever seeing you face to face.
Okay.
So you could do, say, from 2 to 4 and do your public meet and greet from 2 to 3 and do the interview from 3 to 4. And the public could sit there and watch the interview.
Okay, so this is what, then 2 to 3 meet and greet. And to call it that, not a forum.
Sure.
Okay, so
I was trying not to use too many days up or too many different times that people have to come in. So then if you just keep going backwards, then I was filling in the gaps, when we have to provide notice of the public meeting. We provide notice on December 1st. December 1st is also the deadline. If you see the open application period.
okay.
So it works itself backwards. So at our October meeting, the board does the final approval of the whole packet that you and I are working on. And immediately upon their approval, we can drop the press release. We can upload the packet to the website. We can have the paper packets available. And then we give ourselves at least a month for the open application period. And actually what we're getting is more like 5 weeks. From the day after our next board meeting.
When is Thanksgiving?
November 26th.
To put a holiday as a deadline date.
There is no holiday as a deadline date there.
You said Thanksgiving is
November 26th. Where's the deadline? The period of time that the application is uploaded to the website because, and this was my thinking, if the deadline, so think about this, the staff is working is not working over Thanksgiving. So we don't want to be getting incoming stuff over Thanksgiving.
Right.
So that's why we stop having it on the website. The application, the last day you can pick up an application would be the day before Thanksgiving. I think maybe Thanksgiving is the 27th. I know I looked at this. Yeah, Thanksgiving is the 27th. So the last day you could pick up an application is the day before Thanksgiving. But you still have until December 1st to get the application in.
Okay, so the,
Because we don't want people saying, oh, well, I tried to pick up an application on 11/28 and you were closed and I couldn't pick one up.
no, I understand that.
So this is the availability of the application. But you still have 5 weeks in there.
Mhm. Okay, so,
So let's start at the very beginning of this process then.
that makes it easy.
And
I
okay,
think that
so the press release is drafted. We start that October the 1st. We make sure it's drafted no later than October the 16th. The application, we want to finish it by October 16th. And in there, we got our October 8th meeting today. Okay, so if the packets have to be prepped, actually, I think that needs to be changed. I don't think we want the packets prepped till after they're approved.
Well, yes.
So that would mean that this prep would be 10/23. That would change.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So,
Well, I think to ask the staff to prep something by the 23rd.
it will already be approved. I mean, it's like we photocopied some stuff today, right before our meeting. We know it's going in the pen.
Yeah, but staff has other things to do besides this. Because they have to attend. The managers attend anyway.
Okay, let's make it 10/24 then, the day after. If I have to stand at the copy machine myself, I'll stand there. Okay, the press release pin drop 10/24, the day after. It can be on the website from 10/24 to 11/26. It can be available from 10/24 to 11/26. So the open application period, I already put in there 10/24. Isn't that interesting? But it's till noon on 12/1. The notice has to go out 12/1.
Okay, so one of the things about holding any meeting on Sunday is you paying staff to be here, as opposed to having the interviews at the board time.
Well, I'm not sure. Management staff? Management staff doesn't get paid extra.
Well, you're asking people to work extra.
But management staff has the opportunity to, if they work on Sunday, to take other time off. We're not going to be asking.
Option 2.
Because I can tell you, the last time they did a meet and greet for executive directors, it was in this room. It was on a Sunday afternoon. Is this any less important than the executive directors?
Yeah. All right.
Well, you can talk to the board about that.
So,
Oh, yeah.
again, it's about accessibility.
That's good. So, yeah, just get the call.
Because it is the taxpayers' money. Okay, so there's some little changes on that. Otherwise, okay?
So then,
So we would have all of the applications no later than the 2nd. And
Okay, so then, when does the board see these applications?
I think that they need to see them by the 14th, wouldn't you say?
Okay, so you would like to see them before the 14th, because you're,
Okay, so why don't we say sometime between 12:03 and 12:12? How does that sound?
12/3 to 2 applications sent. So they would, so there'd be a packet for the board members to pick it up here.
They probably don't have to pick it up. We could probably. The application is 1 page long.
Oh, right, I'm thinking of the other thing, sorry.
Yeah, it's not a packet. So all we really have to do is scan them in and send them out to the board members, just like any of our other packets.
Okay, so, and who would do that?
I would probably work with staff.
Well, wouldn't it be just easier to
It
have,
could be me. I could do it.
should emanate from,
Not necessarily. This is a board responsibility. I mean, I could send them out to the board. That's because I'm going to have all the apps anyway.
I'm crazy about this because, well, you know, to have, I still feel that, you know, that the clerk, you know, it's all centralized in terms of receiving the
It's already been
application.
decided by the board. Though.
Okay, so,
So, board get applications to review. Now, there's something else that needs to go in here too, and that is if we're going to interview candidates, we need to come up with the interview questions that we want to ask the candidates. And I would suggest they're not going to be the same questions that are on the applications. So, and that we need to take to the board meeting for.
there would have to be an executive session. You don't want that advertised, do you?
Well, the board, we don't necessarily have to at the board meeting.
When would they be designed?
The board could delegate somebody to come up with the questions. So, but
Well, I think, I mean, what we did with the executive director was ask the board, all the board members, you know, to think, to give questions. And I think then you get a diversity.
I
don't
agree
want to
with you.
use that word.
I agree with you.
Yeah, and that's how it should be done rather than one person.
Right. And but one person can collate it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm. Okay.
So I'm going to say design interview questions to happen between 10:23 and probably 12.
Okay, so 10:23, you mean 10:24,
10. Yes.
10:24.
Well, it'll start at the board meeting on the 10th, 23rd.
Okay, you'll ask. Okay, but it'll actually, right, until, okay.
And then those interview
So that'll be on the agenda.
Right.
Okay.
And the interview questions can go out with the applications when the board members get the applications. to review the interview questions, because each one of us, theoretically, the way to work it is each one of us is assigned to ask a question so that we are all participating.
Mhm.
So, and we all know what we're asking.
Mhm.
So if the list of questions and who's supposed to ask it goes out. Okay, so that would go,
So,
okay. Okay, got it. All right, I think we've got this. I think we got the process outline taken care of.
Mhm.
All righty. How are we doing on time?
and we should get a date, soon from
Yes,
Mary when,
yes.
because you want to make sure you have a quorum. Now, I may not be able to attend,
No.
and,
Will you be somewhere you can?
well, we haven't made reservations, because normally I'm not in this situation, because
Mhm.
we do the December, at the end of November. So, the closer it is to Christmas, the more expensive plane fare is,
Oh, yeah.
unfortunately. So I was thinking, and
But
sometimes
can you attend via,
I'm not sure I'll be on a flight. That's the problem.
oh, you might be flying on the 16th or 17th?
What date are we doing this? There's
The
a,
board meeting that we're gonna decide. Well, the 14th theoretically
right,
would be the meet and greet,
right.
and the 17th, I think, would be the board meeting.
Okay, because Mary sent out the 18th and the 19th.
Well, the 18th is a Thursday, yes, so it would be the 18th or the 19th, you're right. Yeah, it's the 18th or the 19th. So theoretically, the meet and greet would be the 14th, and the board meeting would be the 18th or 19th.
Yeah, so
Can you come in by Zoom?
that's what I'm trying to say. Maybe on a plane. You can't do a Zoom meeting on a plane.
No, you can't.
So we haven't made reservations. So, but I thought the 16th we'd probably be here. Because we have to, anyway, we have a lot of people to visit before Christmas, so.
Got it. Okay.
Okay, so I'm trying to think, so we may be on a plane. We may not be available,
Okay.
so attendance is important.
Yeah. So,
I
but
mean, unless I can call or text.
you can't text.
Text,
No,
and you can't call
I
on a
don't
plane.
no.
So can you send an email? Is that any different than a text?
Oh, you can't send an email. No.
For a vote? Okay, I think
Right.
that's right.
Yeah, you can't.
And so you can't vote outside the board meeting. In other
No.
words, yeah. So
Yeah.
I don't know. So
So
that's,
you'll have to see.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go to the press release. And I've already thought about something I want to change on the press release, but what are your thoughts on it?
this is claiming.
I was looking to make the press release as fair as possible. You can never predict how much of your press release will be printed.
Unless you pay for it.
Well, that's an ad, that's not a press release.
Oh, and excuse me.
So,
Is this one?
and I'm not sure.
This one?
Yeah,
Okay. This
yeah,
one?
but there's
This one?
that's the one.
Okay.
That's the, yeah. And the board may decide, maybe we should ask the board if we want to do an ad for this position.
So
we'll bring that up at the board meeting, whether they want to do an ad.
now, and I've worked with the press, for nonprofits. I don't know how it works with the agency, and I can get press releases for free.
A press release is always free. An ad is not.
Okay, well, let me,
And a press release, an ad, you control 100% of everything.
no, I misspoke just myself.
Okay,
Okay. So this would be the press release?
this is the press release. This is what we release to the media and post wherever we want to post it. Declaring the vacancy and soliciting. So, and typically your press releases are not long. They don't get real descriptive, etc.
So, okay.
So what I thought of after I pared down what was there before was, in order to get informed candidates and applicants, we might want to add some short information on what the board is responsible for. The board is responsible to set policy, set the budget, and hire and oversee the executive director. That's sort of the core.
Okay, let me just see.
You've got the same
Oh,
thing.
well, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I thought you said you added something.
Yeah, I didn't add it. This is what I did in my handwriting here. So what you see is this is the bare bones. We announce a vacancy. Candidates are sought to fill the 2-year unexpired term.
And I would put that, what is the word? It's, it's not geographic. Like districts have, some, you have to live.
You don't even have to say that.
Well,
For board position 7, I see what you're saying. If it's 7, is it geographic?
so it isn't.
All positions. How about if I just take out board position 7 and say,
And all,
to fill a 2-year
it is an
unexpired term. That's what I can say.
unexpired term. What the heck?
Candidates are sought to fill a 2-year unexpired term.
But you need to state that you don't have to be in a particular district.
I think not saying that it's a board position, I don't think we have to.
That's assuming people would think that.
Yeah, I don't think you need to.
Because that's very important because,
Well, it's a community college. And when they do that, like the community college or the county commission, they always say you have to come from these people. So how about we say candidates can,
all residents of Clatsop County.
well, actually, it does say here, nope, it doesn't. And I thought I had it in there.
Doesn't say that.
I can repeat, must be registered voter in Clatsop County. In Clatsop County.
So if you put, I still.
Can be any registered voter in Clatsop
Right,
County.
okay, you say that, okay, I'm sorry. Okay.
Okay. So then, I put on that community members would have the opportunity to speak with applicants prior to their interview. That's the meet and greet. I don't have to say the date, but I could if we have a date ready by then.
It's missing here. If I were applying,
What's that?
so, okay, supposing we pick Jane Doe. John Smith says, why'd you pick Jane Doe and not me? You have no,
Criteria?
right,
No, we don't need criteria
why is that?
because the only criteria is that you have to be a registered voter in Clatsop County. We, as a board, use our,
Policy.
not our, we use our, where is it in here? Our standards and, we use our ethical, transparent, and accountable manner.
That's not a criteria,
But that's
it's a quality.
yeah.
But it's-
And
You
if
see, these are criteria
Right.
here.
remember, this is an elected position. There isn't criteria. If somebody says, why did you choose this person over this person? You could have different reasons than me. We don't have to use the same reasons.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's when I think,
you don't want to be publishing criteria in the only criteria is you must be a registered voter in
Okay.
Clatsop County. If we have dates set for the board meeting and the meet and greet, we'll put them in the press release.
what I would put in the press release that you don't have here
Is
is, meet fourth Thursday of the month. Because many people are on several boards. So that would knock out, some people may, I don't know. But you need to go through all the process and then discover you can't make the board meetings because you have other commitments.
Thank you. You just made me think of another question for the application. Are you available to attend board meetings?
On the fourth Thursday.
Okay.
Now, usually, in a press, announcement of a vacancy, there's an access to the application.
It's here.
Northwest, Jungle connector. No, wait. Why isn't it in blue?
Where do I have it on here?
1, 2, 3, the third long paragraph up, starting.
Oh, yeah. Interested candidates can pick up a board application packet at the Transit Center or access online at northwestconnector.org.
Why isn't that in blue?
Well, that's because I just typed it.
Oh, okay.
It'll be
Okay.
it'll be a link.
Because usually that
Yeah,
means you
no.
put the wrong.
No.
Okay.
And then applications must be received no later than noon on Monday, December 1st, 2025. I got the right year on this one.
Okay.
So do you want me to add the paragraph that says that the SETD board is responsible for setting policy, setting budget, and hiring and overseeing the executive?
Yeah, you have some idea of what you're doing.
Right.
So executive director, policy, annual budget.
Mm-hmm.
Put that down.
That's there.
Where you at today?
Anything else?
I thought those were the
The
core
core.
items that would be good.
Let me just, okay. So policy. Yeah, I guess policy goes into plans. Yeah, that's good enough. Yeah. Because, yeah. No, yeah, you have.
I mean, I could say something as broad as it's our job to make sure there's facility.
No,
Yeah.
no. So that, Yeah.
This is the core
The
of
core.
our job.
So when
Yeah.
some people don't like policy,
Right. So I was gonna add that right after candidates are sought, then it tells you what the job is.
Fair.
So,
I like, yeah, after,
Yeah, no, that's good.
okay.
Right.
All right, I will update this.
I still would like to, put somehow that this is, all residents of Clatsop County. Do you have that in here?
All applicants must,
No.
applicants, must be registered voters within, Clatsop County.
Okay, I guess that assumes that you're in the county.
Mm-hmm. I think we're right at 4:30.
Okay.
So, but I think we've got it.
Okay.
And I will update this and send you a second draft.
What,
Yes,
so is,
that's gone.
okay. Okay.
When I put blue on stuff, that means pay attention to this. This is what I want to do something with.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
okay. I think got all this. It is what?
She's like,
Oh, okay.
oh, we did.
Have we finished? We've concluded our discussion.
We have concluded our discussion.
Okay, it is now 4:31 and 30 seconds.
Thank you.
And this meeting is now adjourned.
Awesome.